Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking onto this video, and please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Okay, so today we are talking about this beautiful baby, the Mini Breaker palette, which was part of Jeffree Star Cosmetics summer collection, the Jawbreaker collection. And this guy is $28 US and $36.76 Canadian. It's still available on JeffreeStarCosmetics.com, Beautylish, Beauty Bay, and Morphe.com, as well as in store. It is a 9-pen eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette. The shades Bubblegum and Bite Me are also in the larger Jawbreaker palette, and in total it has 5 mattes and 4 shimmer metallics, one of which being a duochrome, this gorgeous oral shade here. Okay, so I'm going to actually be doing a tutorial with this palette, so if you want to see how I got this beautiful look, then make sure you keep watching. I'm also going to be giving my first impressions and thoughts on the palette. I will leave a timestamp down below if you don't want to watch the whole tutorial and you want to skip just to that. So yeah guys, let's jump right into the tutorial. Okay guys, let's jump right in. So we're going to start with priming the eyelid, and for that I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. This is relatively new. I've used it maybe 1 or 2 times, never in combination with a colorful look, so I haven't quite formed my opinion on it yet, but definitely stay tuned. I will give you guys an update on how I feel about it, and if you're curious about it, if you should give it a go or not. Something weird about it, I don't know if you can see, it like flows out like by itself, which is kind of super annoying. Actually Samantha Ravindall pointed that out, and lo and behold, the same thing happened to me. So I'm just putting that on a mini beauty blender here, and I'm just going to put that on. So as you guys can see, the primer has a really white base, and what that's going to do is help the colors just supremely pop, which is obviously what we would want for this look. Okay, so what I'm going to do is dip in with my Wayne Goss 20. I'm going to go into this shade Bubblegum here, and after using it in the larger Jawbreaker palette as well as this, I can confirm they're the exact same in terms of consistency and the formula, exactly the same. Okay, so I'm beginning by putting this Bubblegum shade into the crease here, and we're just going to build it up. We're concentrating it on the corner, but we really want to blow it out and make sure it's nice and high, because once we cut the crease, we want to still be able to see it, and once we build the other colors on top, we would like to still be able to see it shine through. So I'm just going to be in here doing circular motions as well as windshield wiper. You know the drill. Okay, so once you feel like that's sufficiently blown out and blended to your liking, what you're going to do is reach in with a smaller brush. So for that, and you're going to notice that when you use smaller brushes as you go down in the gradient of your eyeshadow, that's how you're really going to get those colors to just blend beautifully together. So what we're going to do is take this smaller brush here. This is still a blending brush. This is an Anastasia A25 blending brush. So we're going to take this middle shade here, Purple Punch, and we're going to load up our brush. And just like the Jawbreaker palette, I did notice that this is pretty powdery. It's not super bothersome, but like it's definitely more powdery than his other palettes. So with that Purple Punch shade here, we're gonna go right in and start to build up the inner corner with that beautiful color. And once the majority is off our brush, we're going to gently start to run it through the rest of the crease. And again, we're going to just dip in and keep building that up. And we are moving in circular motions as well as windshield wiper back and forth motions. So once we've reached about here with this purple, what we're going to do is dip into a smaller brush. This is a Wayne Goss 19. And what I'm going to do here is go back into Bubblegum and just make sure that our ends are nice and finessed out. We want to start building that beautiful gradient. So we just want to smooth everything out, make sure it's nice and poppin'. So far, using the primer with a colorful look, I am liking it. I think it's not bad. I am noticing it's much easier to blend out than with the P. Louise, because you're supposed to not set that one and go in, and this one as well I did not set, but it's working fairly well. I quite like it. So once we're about here, I'm going to dip into this double scoop, this beautiful mustardy, orangey, yellowy shade, and I'm going to very lightly, very lightly, just run that over top of the very top of the eye look, and it's just going to help meld the colors together and build that gradient into my eyelid, like the actual skin around my eye, so it looks super blended. I feel like we lost a little bit of that purple, so I'm just going to go in with a packer brush. This is a MAC 239, and I'm just going to pack a little bit of that on here, just to make sure it's extra vibrant before we go in to cut the crease. As you can notice, I'm using patting motions because that's what's going to give me the ultimate pigment. When you're just constantly rubbing it around, you will get a more diffused look. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with the bubble gum. This time on an even smaller brush. I'm going to go in with my Wayne Goss 20 with that pinky bubblegum shade again. And I'm just going to again make sure these edges are beautifully blended. Okay, so once we're here, we're going to cut our crease, and something that I did notice is this was very challenging to cut my crease with. I'm usually using Shape Tape, so it goes on smooth, easy. This dries super fast, so you kind of have to work really fast with it. So I'm going to take my MAC 242. I've put some of the eye primer on the back of this thing here. I'm just going to load up the brush and start to sketch out the cut crease. What we're going to do is we're going to lay down one swipe. Wow, that's a lot. I'm going to look up, and I'm going to begin to draw. Once we've reached about here with the cut crease, what I'm going to do is go in with a pencil brush. This is a MAC 216, and I'm just going to begin to feather out the edge here to get it ready to place on our shimmer. Okay, so now once we're here, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually just load up my finger here with this gorgeous, I don't know if you guys can see, it is a beautiful duochrome shade called Oral, and we're going to pack that onto the eyelid. To do the inner eyelid, what I'm going to do is actually wipe off this brush that I cut my crease with, and I'm going to load it up just so I can get a more accurate cut and a follow along because my finger just can't get there. Okay, so once we've taken the Oral onto the whole lid, we're going to go into this Bite Me shade here, again with that MAC 242 synthetic brush, and we're going to pat, and it's just going to very deepen up, darken the look. We're going to pat it right on that line where the concealer and the shimmer meet to just help deepen up everything and create a beautiful gradient. So once we're about here, what we're going to do is dip back again with our packer brush, and we're going to go into that purple punch shade and make sure though that corner is nice and super purpley and deep. Okay, and then we're going to go again in with Foreplay and just really blend out those edges. Okay guys, that's pretty much it for the shadow portion of the look. I'm gonna hop off camera, put on some black liner, throw on my lashes, and if you want to see a video on my black liner, I actually did a video on how to do a winged line. I can link that up here if you guys are ever interested, because I don't generally like to do that on camera. It's repetitive, boring, the same thing every time. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pop on some lashes, and just like the last video, in my Jawbreaker video, I wore the Sydney lashes. I'm going to be popping those on again. They are super dramatic, but I love them. So yeah guys, I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the final look that I came up with. I really love it. It is a little bit more pink than I wanted it to be, but I do really enjoy the palette. So some of my final thoughts on the palette. I love it. I think it's wonderful. I think if you want just a pop of color to add to your collection, I think it's a great choice to go with. It has a good amount of stuff you could do with it. You could do this just alone in your crease. This is super fall appropriate and I can't wait to play with it. I really enjoyed this color. I used it today. The shadows, yes, are a little bit powdery, just like in the Jawbreaker, but nothing that'll stop you from using the palette. Do I suggest buying it? Yes. Would I buy it if I had this guy already? No, unless, I mean, for me, I'm a Jeffree Star fanatic. I have all of his palettes, so it's something that I would definitely buy, but I don't know if you wanted to try one out of the two. I would highly suggest the Jawbreaker instead, just because there's so many more options to play with. And yeah guys, that pretty much concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video as well as to subscribe to my channel. And yeah guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!